On May 24, 2001, the wedding of Karen and Asaf Dror was being celebrated in Jerusalem, Israel. The evening seemed joyful, with guests enjoying the festivities and everything unfolding as planned. But at approximately 10:45 p.m., the celebration turned into a nightmare. Without warning, the floor suddenly collapsed, sending those standing on it plunging 3 stories down. The entire tragedy was captured on video.
Moment waarop de vloer het begaf.
That night, 23 people lost their lives, and more than 380 others were injured. Among those hurt was the bride herself, who suffered a pelvic injury that required medical treatment. As authorities began investigating the collapse, it was ultimately determined that the disaster stemmed from inadequate building materials and serious negligence during construction. The structure had reported by Sarit Haddad was playing as guests danced. After the disaster, she never performed the song again. The Versailles wedding hall disaster remains one of Israel's worst building catastrophes in recent history. The now empty site stands as a lasting reminder of the lives lost and the devastating events that unfolded that late spring night. It's unsettling to realize how quickly everything can shift in a single moment. The next footage shows exactly that. Quick interruption. If you're enjoying this video, why not hit that subscribe button? We're on a mission to hit 500,000 subscribers, and when we do, 3 lucky fans will win a limited edition CreepyVids hoodie or shirt. Right now, 61.4% of you watching haven't subscribed yet. It's completely free, and your support helps us make even more awesome videos. So, don't miss out. Subscribe now, and let's get back to the video.
911, what are you reporting?
Yeah, my house is getting robbed right now.
On December 1st, 2019 in Michigan, Christopher Neal, his wife Haley Coe, and their 2-year-old daughter Charlotte were at home watching TV. The family had recently relocated from North Texas and were still in the process of settling into their new home. By all accounts, it was a normal evening, with nothing seeming unusual. Around 10 p.m., they suddenly heard a loud noise coming from the front of the house. It sounded like an William, prompting Chris to go check it out while Haley remained behind to dial 911. It was then that Chris came face to face with an unknown man standing near the front door, and he also contacted authorities. The following audio captures the moment the call center answered.
911, what is the location of your emergency?
Yes, there's a man in my house right now.
Hold on, stop for a second.
Whoa, there's a man in my house.
I need you to give me your address first.
6300 Proctor Avenue.
Is that a house or an apartment?
House at the end of the street. Why are you in my house, bro? Tell me when you talk to him. You don't get speakerphone. Why are you in my house, though?
Sir, how many other people are in your house?
It's me, my wife, and our daughter.
How old is your daughter?
She's 2.
2? Okay. Do you have any idea who he is?
We do no. Let my wife talk to him.
Okay. I'm not gonna harm you guys. All right? I promise. Take my hand. 140 in drones. You can go. I'm not gonna harm you.
Where is William at right now?
He's standing next to me in my hallway.
Okay, are we still on speakerphone?
We still are. He's right here.
Okay. William.
Yes, ma'am.
William. Okay. Can Christopher and his wife and daughter step outside?
No. Yeah,
what?
I'm not. Ma'am.
What?
They're safe.
They're safe?
Right, they're safe. They're going to stand right here with you.
What are you doing in their house?
I told you there were shots fired.
Where were shots fired at?
Going on Old 37 or Old Kentucky.
What's that?
Stop right here with me, man.
No, I ain't going anywhere.
You're going there with me, man.
Bro,
Turn the light on, please.
William.
Turn the light on.
William.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you trying to have them do?
He's coming in the room with me. That's it.
Why is he going in the room with you?
why are you locking that door? Don't lock that door, bro.
You're all right, man. I just gave you my word, man. You're straight.
I get what you're saying, but you got 2 guns, bro.
You're safe.
You got 2 guns?
I'm trying to play crazy, man.
I'm not doing anything.
William.
I'm not getting to my house, man.
I'm sorry, man.
William, listen to me.
Why are you here in the first place?
William, can you listen to me?
Yes, ma'am.
I need you to put those guns down because I've got officers that want to help you. I have officers that want to help you and keep you safe. So I need you to put those guns down.
Who are you, man?
I'm 911. I've got help for you. I need you to put those guns down so that they can get you the help that you need.
I want police here so I can leave.
The police are there, William. The police are there.
No, they're not.
They are there.
No, they're not.
They're there. I've got a lot of deputies there.
Look, man, listen. I'm not harming you, I promise. My word. My life just got threatened, man.
I hear you, bro.
You understand me?
I hear you.
It got threatened last night.
Okay, I get you, bro.
I'm not harming you, or your children, or your wife.
William.
Yes.
Hey, this is Joe from the Sheriff's Department. How are you, man?
Glad you're back from underneath the door. Don't come through that door.
Okay. We're not going to come through the door, man, but I just want to talk to you and find out what's going on.
Don't come through that door. Slide your back underneath that door, man.
Well, I'm not even up by the door, man. I'm outside the house. Way outside the house.
Stop playing games with me, man.
What's got you all worked up today, man?
Hello?
Hello?
Is this Christopher?
No, Christopher's dead.
Despite what the man claimed during the call, Chris was not dead at the moment those words were spoken. Tragically, within minutes, he would be. After gunshots rang out, officers forced entry into the home. As they moved through the house, 3 officers were shot, though their injuries were non-life-threatening.
Hey, what's your name, man? Hey, this is Joe out here, okay? Man, we don't want anything bad to happen. We're not gonna hurt you.
Listen to me, please. You're wrong. Slide your back before you reach the door.
Say that again, man.
When they advanced toward the bedroom where Jones had been hiding, they found Neil lying on the floor, and the bedroom window was open. Outside, Jones was attempting to escape. His attempt failed. William Jones was later charged with 19 felonies, accused of killing Christopher Neil and injuring 3 officers. He was reportedly known in nearby counties for theft and home invasions. And shockingly, just 5 days before the murder, he had been released from jail after serving time for another crime. At his arraignment, his defense attorney asserted his innocence, claiming that Jones had been fleeing from someone that night and had sought shelter inside the Neil residence. I think the 911 audio speaks for itself. However, the final decision will rest with a jury during trial. Since that night, Haley Coe has given birth to the couple's second child and is now raising both children on her own. Their oldest daughter will forever carry the trauma of losing her father, and their youngest will grow up never having known him. Christopher Neil lost his life protecting his family from a repeat offender, and regardless of whether Jones receives a life sentence, the Neil family will always live with the absence of a husband and a father. It's heartbreaking to realize how life can change like this. One moment you're alive, and the next you're not. The following video also captures what would become someone's final moments. This next clip features a man venturing into the Paris catacombs, a location infamous for people losing their way. It's known as one of the most intricate tunnel systems in the world, and absolutely not the kind of place you'd want to explore without proper experience. In the footage, the man appears to become disoriented eventually breaking into a frantic run as panic sets in and he struggles to find an exit. He was never located, but his camera was later discovered with no sign of him anywhere.
These arrows point in a direction. Occasionally also, he stops to photograph roomfuls of bones, which means that he's very, very deep inside the catacombs.
What do you think happened here? Let me know in the comments down below. Whatever you believe happened, I'm also curious to hear what you think about this next piece of footage. On the night of September 19th, 2016, a YouTuber known as Dashcam Daily uploaded several videos into a playlist titled 2016 0919 Girl Ejected. If the title alone isn't enough to grab your attention, what was captured during that early morning drive certainly is. The series documents roughly 23 minutes of footage involving the pursuit of a suspicious and highly erratic driver in Atlanta, Georgia. Dashcam Daily describes the incident as follows. The encounter started at approximately 3:40 a.m. Sunday morning on September 19th, 2016 in Atlanta, Georgia. I phoned 911 at the point where the girl was ejected from the vehicle and the driver placed her back in the car and drove away. Part 1 is the initial encounter where I first noticed the car stopped in the roadway. This was at the I-75/85 and University Avenue interchange in Atlanta, Georgia. Ejected from the vehicle. That alone raises serious concern. Let's take a look.
Chasing him, but somebody needs to get the guy pulled over. He's breaking every traffic law there is. His hood is up right now. He's having to stop again. And he damn near killed this girl. So, yeah, I'm not chasing him, but you need to get some out here to get this guy pulled over. I don't know. I'm trying to get them called in. They're not doing any fucking thing.
He goes on to explain. Part 2 is after I got turned around and noticed the driver was out of the car and had put the girl on the passenger side. Part 3 covers most of the pursuits through Atlanta and the driver leaving the girl on an I-20 access ramp at the Glenwood Avenue/Memorial Drive exit. These summaries make one thing clear. The situation was escalating. Whatever dispute was happening inside that vehicle was rapidly getting worse, and the driver needed to be stopped immediately. Opening a car door while driving recklessly creates the potential for catastrophic injury, or worse. Around 2 minutes into the video, Dashcam Daily continues following the vehicle when the driver suddenly loses control. Here's what happened next.
I just witnessed an accident. The girl was thrown from the car. The guy put her back in the car and he's taken off. I really don't know what's going on. She was trying to get out of the car earlier. As soon as we get moving somewhere, I can...
Despite the chaos, the pursuit continues. About 15 minutes and several stops later, the vehicle finally pulls over long enough for the passenger to jump out.
They're fighting. They're fighting outside the car. still out of the car. He got back in the car. He's leaving her. There's a car behind me. They can take care of her. I'm going to follow this guy.
Thankfully, the driver left her behind before the situation could deteriorate further. The remaining footage shows dashcam daily continuing to follow the car until eventually losing sight of it altogether. According to an update in the video description, a local news reporter contacted Atlanta police. Authorities were able to identify the female because the vehicle's license plate was registered in her name. The man driving was reportedly her boyfriend. She refused to cooperate with police or press charges and declined to provide his name. The women who remained with the victim transported her to the Atlanta Medical Center, where she recovered from her injuries. Fortunately, she survived and did not sustain major long-term harm. A relief, considering how much worse the situation could have been. This footage serves as a stark reminder of how quickly a high-speed vehicle incident can spiral out of control. If you ever witness something similar, stepping in to help, as Dashcam Daily did that September night, could make all the difference. It's always important to help those in need, and the same applies to the people in this next case. Waking up to discover that your child is missing is every parent's worst nightmare. Sadly, that fear became a reality for a family in New Zealand on the morning of August 9, 2017. Auckland police received a report that an 11-day-old baby had been taken during the late hours of the night. The entire incident was caught on camera. Take a look. Thankfully, just 7 hours after the report was filed, the infant was found and safely returned to the parents. It's hard to imagine the anguish they must have endured during those hours, not knowing whether they would ever see their child again. At least in the end, the baby was brought home unharmed. But when you look closer at the person responsible, the situation becomes even more disturbing. According to reports, this was not a random stranger. The abductor was someone hired by the family to care for their newborn while the mother was recovering in the hospital after giving birth. A woman named Nadine Manukau Tokyo Value was identified in the footage and later charged with the kidnapping. Investigators revealed that she had concealed her criminal past and falsely presented herself as a qualified caretaker in Auckland. She went to extreme lengths to maintain the deception, reportedly organizing a fake baby shower for a child that didn't exist, and even wearing a fabricated baby bump in the months leading up to the abduction. She was ultimately sentenced to 3 years in prison, but was released after serving only 3 months. Instead, she was ordered to complete 400 hours of community service and pay $2,000 in reparations to the family. Unsurprisingly, the family was not satisfied with that outcome. Nadine had invaded their privacy during one of the most vulnerable moments of their lives and misled them about her criminal background. Now that she's free again, the unsettling question remains: what's to stop her from doing something like this again? Just remember, safety is never guaranteed. And unfortunately, the same can be seen in the next video. On October 3rd, another Facebook post began circulating after a user named Terry asked if anyone else had heard a strange radio broadcast that had reportedly aired across nearly every station in Louisiana. She mentioned that she couldn't find any news coverage about it, and after contacting others who had uploaded similar recordings, came to the conclusion that the same thing seemed to be happening in other parts of the US as well. This is what listeners heard.
All of South Dakota, all of Tennessee, all of Texas, and all of Wisconsin.
The audio sounds like a heavily distorted voice listing off different states, and hearing something like that would naturally raise concern. Radio stations later stated that the broadcast was simply an emergency alert test. According to them, incidents like this occur regularly and are caused by a mismatch in sampling rates between the original broadcast feed and individual radio stations. When those signals aren't synchronized properly, it can create the unsettling distortion heard in the clip. That explanation is what the stations provided. What was truly transmitted in that moment, however, remains uncertain, and that same goes for the following footage. In this first clip, a dedicated cave explorer on YouTube, known by the channel Exploring Abandoned Mines and Unusual Places, ventures into an abandoned mine with the simple goal of reviewing a flashlight. Throughout the footage, he explains the features of the flashlight in detail and demonstrates how it performs inside the dark tunnels he's navigating. But while speaking to the camera about both the mine and the equipment he's testing, he suddenly hears what he initially assumes is wind moving through the passageways. Many viewers, however, believe the audio resembles something far more unsettling, almost like whispering or faint voices.
Okay, this is a review and demonstration of the ThruNite TN12 handheld flashlight that you see here. Okay, that's the portal to the Waldeck mine. I'm inside. The wind has kind of died down a little bit and it's not raining, so I managed to stay dry. Of course, I'm inside this little alcove kind of, but anyway, you come down this little incline path and then big boulders here you have to climb over, and then the tunnel's right behind me this way. So let's check it out. Let's get in here. And like I said, this light has 5 levels. I believe it's on medium right now, which is level 3. So this would be high, and this would be turbo, which is really bright. And then this is Firefly, which is hardly anything. And then that would be low, and then medium. Medium seems to be the best one. Not too bright, not too dim. And then you can see how big these timbers are. That's about almost a foot in diameter, the big cross timber. So they had to put big ones in here to hold up all of this rock. And you can see right here where some of these boards are bending. Do you hear that? Sounds like, what is that, wind? I don't know if you can hear that on the camera. Do you hear that? It stopped. Well, I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound like wind, but that's crazy. Don't know if that's a bird or I don't know what that is. It almost sounds like snakes, but wow. I've heard some weird stuff in mines, but that is definitely creepy. I don't know what that is. So let's get out of here and head back out to the portal. That was weird.
A strange and unexplained sound can be heard, and he decides to leave immediately. The next 2 clips also come from the same YouTube channel mentioned earlier. This time, the explorer travels to an abandoned mine in Nevada, known as Horton Mine, a location that is rumored to be haunted. During his first visit, he says he feels a negative energy coming from deep within the mine, and what he experiences seems to support that feeling. Because the first visit gained so much attention, he eventually decides to return for a second exploration. During this visit, he hears something deeply disturbing. Here are both of those visits to the mine.
Here's a lower adit at the Victorine mine. I believe this was an older mine that once they dug the upper tunnels, this got incorporated into the same claim or whatever. Okay, we can go in here and just take a quick look. I don't think I'm going to explore this particular mine. There's a little bit too much water in here, and I know this mine is really old, but yeah, water in a mine. I do see other footprints here in the mud, but I just don't think it's wise to go in here when there's water. Try to avoid this if I can. Yeah, this looks pretty sketchy. I'll go a few feet further in and check it out, but I think I'm going to pass on this one. This is one of the creepiest mine tunnels I've ever been in, just because of how dilapidated it is and all these chains hanging down from the overhead, and there's a shot looking down the tunnel. Here's a shot looking back towards the entrance. I'm a little bit further in, and looking down the tunnel here. I don't know why that one chain is swinging back there. Don't know if you can see that in the video or not. Yeah, this mine definitely has a very spooky vibe to it. So I'm going to head back out and check out the other stuff that's here. This is just too wet, too muddy. And obviously something is making the chains swing. So time to get the hell out of here.
Once again, something unexplained occurs, and he manages to get away. But his curiosity pushes him to return one final time. And yet again, more unexplainable events take place.
Okay, the Horton mine still has some water coming out of it. You can see it kind of pooled up here outside, and here's the portal. So let's go check this out, see if it's any drier than it was a year ago when I was last here. Okay, I'm further in than I was a year ago, and that's how far I've come. Okay, here's a final parting shot of the end of the Horton Tunnel, and there's the ore pass with all the cascading water, and what the fuck is that? I don't know what that was, but there was a sudden blast of cold air, and I'm getting out of here.
I think it's clear by now that he doesn't need to go back there. Whatever is wrong inside that cave may simply remain a mystery, and that same goes for this next piece of footage. This video was uploaded by a user named Avaliser60. In July of 2011, they posted a clip titled "Doc Sees Ghost." The video, just over 4 minutes long, follows a woman who went into her kitchen late at night to grab something to eat. As she walked back toward her room, she noticed her dog standing at the end of the hallway, completely fixated on something, and refusing to come to her no matter how much she called. Sensing that something felt off, she took out her phone and began recording.
Can you come over here now? Come here, Smooch. Come on. Can you come here? Come here, Smooch. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. It's okay. It's okay, come on. It's okay, come on. Come here, come by Mommy. Come on. Smooch, come on. It's okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come here.
After a few minutes of trying to get the dog's attention, she eventually starts shouting, "Leave my dog alone." She appears convinced that some kind of presence is bothering her pet. Holding her ground, she keeps urging the dog to return to her.
Good. I opened your cabinet for you. Come on. Come on. Alex, come on. Come here, baby. Come on. Leave my dog alone. Come on. It's okay. Come on. Come on, Smooch. Come. 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 Come.
As we saw at the end, the dog never obeys and instead backs away around the corner. Interestingly, the comment section under the video is fairly limited. Some viewers compared it to odd experiences they've had with their own pets, while others tried to come up with logical explanations. One person suggested that it wasn't anything paranormal at all, but that the dog was reacting to a black box visible at the edge of the frame, or possibly a shadow cast in the kitchen. In some ways, that explanation seems reasonable. However, the dog appears determined to stay on that side of the hallway no matter what. Dogs are usually very familiar with their surroundings. So what about a box or a shadow would cause such a strong reaction here? Another detail stands out. For much of the video, the dog seems to be staring upward toward the top right corner, implying that whatever caught its attention wasn't near the ground. Regardless of the explanation, the footage is undeniably strange. With just over 1,500 views across nearly 8 years, it feels like a video that deserves more attention. The dog clearly reacted to something. What that something was remains uncertain, and it may stay that way. If you found those clips disturbing already, then brace yourself for what you're about to see next. The Hawaii missile scare stands as one of the most unsettling real-life incidents in recent memory. In one of my previous unnerving YouTube series entries, I talked about emergency alerts and just how disturbing they sound. This situation was essentially that scenario, except this time it was real. Residents across Hawaii were thrown into immediate panic after the broadcast went out. As the warning spread, many people began saying their goodbyes, believing their lives might be ending within minutes. The alert stated that missiles were inbound and that the estimated time of impact was only moments away from when the notification first appeared. With the clock seemingly counting down, fear took over. Thankfully, the entire situation turned out to be a false alarm. But the footage captured by residents during those terrifying minutes tells a different story, one that is deeply disturbing to watch. Take a look at some of it.
To Hawaii. A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill. If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building.
If you're watching this video, that means I didn't make it because of the missile that's coming towards Hawaii. I just parted the last hole and I just hit the shiznik out of my ball. So I love you all, but I'm playing golf. It's the last thing I'm gonna do.
A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill. If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building. Remain indoors well away from windows. If you are driving, pull safely to the side of the road and seek shelter in a building or lay on the floor. We will announce when the threat has ended. This is not...
The overwhelming fear triggered by an emergency alert, combined with the belief that there were only minutes left to live, truly puts everything into perspective. Hawaii's geographic isolation only intensified that dread. If an event like this had actually occurred, there would have been virtually nowhere for residents to escape. And that's terrifying, but it happens more often than you might think. The same goes for the people in the next video. Only this time, it was nature that struck them. This video appeared in my recommended feed a few months ago, and I've come across it several times since. It documents a family as a tornado tears directly through their home. The footage begins with the husband recording a tornado not too far in the distance. Within seconds, it becomes clear that the storm is heading straight for them. He and his wife quickly move into the closet beneath the stairs, and what unfolds next feels far more real than anything you'd see in a horror film. Take a look at this.
Holy shit. Holy moly. All right. Holy shit. All right, I gotta go. I'm coming, honey. Shit, where you at, hon? God damn, it's bad. All right, steady. Oh my God. Okay, honey. Holy shit. Stay in. Oh, man. Oh. Shit.
Don't go out there.
No, not yet.
Don't.
Oh. Oh my God. Our house is freaking destroyed, Josie. Oh my God. Where's Autumn? Oh, I've never seen anything like it. Oh, shit.
The fact that they managed to keep themselves composed after experiencing something like that is almost impossible to comprehend. Personally, I don't think I would have been able to remain that calm. The sound of the tornado alone is enough to create a terrifying image in your mind, and the condition of their home afterward is bleak and heartbreaking. This isn't cinematic or staged, it's raw and real. All you can hope is that the family was able to rebuild and recover. No matter the type of storm, something like this can happen to anyone, at any moment. That's all for today, folks. If you want to see more of this creepy content, click on the video on screen.